Guys, over the past couple weeks or so, I've seen that there is a trend, a noticeable trend, where MMA content creators, myself included, are hating on what the UFC is doing, right? Maybe it's like the promotion, maybe it's the judging, maybe it's whatever, but we are hating on the UFC. And I myself am a culprit of this, but today I decided, I'm going to give my expert knowledge to Dana White himself, and I'm going to tell him what you need to fix. What you need to fix, Dana. And this is going to make the UFC massive. This is going to blow up the UFC because we are not at the stage where we should be in this era where everybody has a phone. Everybody should be knowing about the UFC, okay? Everybody should be knowing about the UFC. This shouldn't be like something where we're begging Fox to put us on the channel, but Fox, please show our fight to some people so we can get some more viewership. We don't care about that anymore. We're not in that era. We need to be on everybody's TikTok. We need to be exploding, and we need to be promoting properly, okay? So let me show some stuff, that I think the UFC needs to work on and fix. And don't hate on me. Don't be one of those, oh my god, please do not be one of those guys who's in the comments saying, bro, what are you even talking about? I'm pretty sure the UFC is a lot smarter than you. I don't care. Say hypothetical. I'm doing this for fun, okay? So let's relax on that. And let's get started with the press conferences. We need to fix the press conferences because at this point, listen, I hate to say it, but at this point, nobody tunes into the press conferences unless you're a hardcore. And I don't want to make it sound like, I'm trying to be a hardcore. I'm literally saying it like no casual gives a second out of their day to a boring press conference. Why can't I say that? Boring press conference where nobody is trash talking. Nobody's trash talking. It's just buddy. And you got the reporters asking questions like, what does this fight do for you? Hey, Alex Pereira, if you beat Khalil Rountree, what does this fight do for you? What does this fight do for you? What does this fight do for you? Or then, even worse, you get the, what would a win for you mean on Saturday night? What would a win for you do on Saturday night? Who cares? Or like, I'm so sick of these questions, bro. I'm so sick of these NPC reporters trying to be buddy with the fighters and hey yo, you recognize me, bro? Yeah, it's me, Alex. Yo, what's up, bro? You recognize me? Yeah. What does this fight do for your legacy? We don't care about that. We want a trash talking, provoking question. Something like, are you gonna knock Khalil Rountree out cold this Saturday night, or what are you gonna do? Something like that. Something that's a little more provoking. Because Alex Pereira, I'm using him as an example, but he's not one to go trash talk. But if you poke the bear, maybe he will start trash talking. So can we please do that? And then even worse, you got guys like this who, hey Dana, when are you coming to the UK? When are you going to be back to the UK, mate? England over here. Yeah, we want an England card. Or then you'll get the oddball who's talking about, you're coming back to Seattle, Washington? When are you coming back to Seattle, bro? We don't care about those locations, okay? We don't want to know when they're coming back to England because we more or less know. We know. We don't need to know the exact date. And Dana always hits them with the, yeah, I don't know. We're looking at it, kid. We don't care because we do not care. We're at a press conference where we only have 25 minutes, so let's not use up a minute of that time, a single minute of that time asking a stupid question like, when are you coming back to the UK? When are you coming back to the UK, mate? Yeah, Tom Aspinall. When's Tom Aspinall fighting again? We don't care, bro. We do not care. Okay, we're gonna go to the UK. Don't worry about it, little guy. Another thing about these press conferences, listen, we need to stop doing them 2 days or, a couple days before the actual fight when these fighters are cutting weight and they look like they're dying. Like, is he good? Is Merab good? Is he actually good? Because look at this. This is the difference between him after a fight and him when he's cutting weight at a press conference. And I noticed this because, during the press conference, I was actually getting pissed at how much of a dum-dum Merab was being, because this guy, when he was asked the question, he was, oh yeah, thank you for being here, guys. I'm very proud to be here. He was literally half brain dead at this press conference. More brain dead than he usually is. I don't like to hate on Merab. He's a cool guy. But he literally was acting like a moron at this press conference. Didn't trash talk, didn't do anything that I feel like he would have been doing if this wasn't when he's cutting weight. That's why I think we should do these press conferences at the start of the week. Right when the fighters get there and when everybody's, nice and excited and, they just got here, they just got to Vegas. and they are hyped. They're ready, okay? Not when they're cutting weight and they're, they're literally destroying their bodies to make weight. Not the best idea. Not the best idea. But let's move on to something else we need to fix, and that is judging, okay? We need to fix judging because you can't have scorecards like this, okay? You can't have scorecards like this where Sean Strickland's getting a 50-45 from Chris Lee, and then Dave Torelli is out here. I got that 49-46 for Paulo Costa. Yeah, let's give it to Paulo Costa. I think Sean Strickland, he only got 1 round. And then Chris Lee's giving him 5 rounds. And Saul D'Amato's giving him 4 rounds. This is the most brain-dead scorecard I've seen. There's so many brain-dead scorecards, including... Dude, let me move my cam. What is this? Tai Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik? This isn't a 1 in a million occurrence. This is something that is happening all the time. And these aren't even robberies because they weren't given to the guy. They weren't given to the other fighter. But there are so many cases of just robberies week after week. And something like this is proof of it. Like 30-27 to Tai Tuivasa. 30-27. Did you not watch the fight? It was an obvious 27-30 for Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I'm so sick of these, these... I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee. I'm so sick of these judges thinking that they're at liberty to ruin a fighter's livelihood. This is how they're making their money. This literally ruins the sport because it's not just, oh, yeah, robbery there. It's okay. It's just another robbery. What if Paulo Costa would have got the win over Sean Strickland? What would the title picture be like right now? It would be completely different. People would be rioting. People would be pissed that Sean Strickland got brutally robbed. But, no, let's just, whatever. There's no problem with scoring whatever. There's no problem whatsoever. And it feels like every week we're asking, are these guys fucking high when they're watching these fights? What are they doing? Are they actually, are they mental when they're watching these fights? Because I don't know if they genuinely even watch these fights at some points. It just feels like they just, yeah, I think this guy won. I'll just, we'll give him this round, that round, and that round. These are fights you need to be paying attention for, okay? Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa, I know it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but it was a co-main event. You need to be paying attention for that. This isn't something you could just, I think, Paulo Costa got most of those rounds. We need to focus up. We need to do better. And also, 10-9 rounds. I'm sick of, oh, that's a 10-9 because, a guy got 1 more strike than the other guy. And then a guy who is dismantling another guy, you can't give him a 10-8 because he wasn't necessarily, completely shutting down his opponent. But he was completely outclassing him in a sense. And you're giving him a 10-9. And then you're giving him the same scorecard as a bot who just, got 1 more strike than the other guy. We need to do better with the scoring. I don't know what it needs to be. I don't know if we do, a 10-0 system where, this guy can get a 0 on. I don't know. I'm not going to make a video on this, or I'm not going to talk about this in the video right now, because this honestly could warrant a video of its own, because judging is just terrible in the UFC, and there's too many cases where, after a fight, the fans are thinking one thing, and these judges are thinking another. When you got 3 guys, they are not representing the millions of people watching, okay? So I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people acting like judging is fine and that robberies are fine. They're part of the sport. You gotta expect it. No, there needs to be a better system for judging fights, okay? It needs to happen. Let's move on to... No, alright, we need to destroy the Apex. We need to get rid of it. We cannot go back to the Apex. I'm so sick of it. How on earth are we at UFC Vegas 98? UFC Vegas 98 times going to the Apex. I know because of COVID it's boosted up, but listen. Why are we still going there? I didn't realize COVID's still happening and, we can't go to these actual fight night places like Paris. Right behind me, I've got a picture of a Paris crowd for a fight night. This is not a sold out, UFC 300 arena. This is a Paris arena. And it looks fucking amazing. This is the atmosphere I think of when I think of the UFC. I shouldn't have to watch my TV and, be able to hear the strikes. I'm sorry, I know it's cool and you love to be able to hear the strikes, but I want to hear the chants, okay? I like it better when I can hear people screaming in the arena and people getting hyped, and then, you get that moment of silence maybe, and somebody lands a big shot and people react. I don't like to be able to hear, a coach yelling at his fighter in the corner or some bullshit like that. It's not cool, okay? And people will act like, what are you talking about? I love being able to hear them hit each other in the freaking Apex. It's amazing, bro. It's so cool. It's not. You're glazing it. You're overreacting. We need to bomb this thing. It is an abomination, and there's no hype behind them. And half of the people who act like the Apex is a good thing don't even watch fight nights because, listen, it gives the UFC an excuse to assemble a terrible fight night headlined by an NPC, a literal NPC. We'll have literal NPCs headlining these things with the whole card full of female fights and, you know, old heads and people who we don't care about, and they'll put on the most boring fights ever because there's nobody in the crowd to boo them, nobody to, you know, try and hype up the fight, and there's zero hype behind an Apex fight night. So I'm genuinely sick of it, and I think that this is honestly, it's lowering viewership, okay? It's lowering viewership. Maybe it saves the UFC money because they don't have to rent out a big arena, but still, this thing, even if it's saving them money, it's a disgrace, bro. You could be building the sport by going to places like, I don't know, like Seattle. I said Seattle before, Jacksonville. We go to Jacksonville, but we do these things once every 2 years or once every year. You know, we're not going that often. Maybe once a month you'll get a cool little fight night. And when you do it, it feels amazing, okay? Like, what's the one? We had a Kentucky fight night or something. Wasn't there a Louisiana fight night or something? That one, no, it wasn't Louisiana. What was it? You know what I'm talking about, like Louisville, Kentucky, that's what it was. That one was such a banger. It's just banger fight nights after banger fight nights when you're actually going to an arena and there's actually a crowd. Even the Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez one, that one was decent, okay? That one was decent, and that was with the crowd. The crowd makes a difference whether you like it or not, so let's stop using the Apex as an excuse to make these sloppy cards, okay? I'm sick of it. Let's move on to something that a lot of people are complaining about. Marketing, okay? UFC's marketing is terrible. You know, MMA Guru just made a video on this. I think Lucas Tracy made one too. It's terrible, okay? The marketing for this, listen, this is a fan-made poster. It's brutally mogging the posters that are made by the UFC marketing team. You know, the UFC marketing team who gets a week. I'm assuming they get a whole week or maybe even months because maybe they do this all at once. I don't know what they do. But they're being paid probably a decent salary to put out bullshit that looks like it's generated by ChatGPT. Okay, this literally looks like make me a UFC card based on Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. Okay, imagine a casual or somebody who's never tuned in to the UFC. Maybe they're an NFL fan, maybe they're a fan of, baseball or hockey or something. Imagine they see this poster. Okay, they see this one. They don't really understand what's going on. They just see, okay, these guys are fighting, And then imagine they see this fan-made poster of a fucking samurai versus a fucking tribal motherfucker. Okay, Alex Pereira. They're immediately going to understand, oh shit, this is a cool-ass war. This is a fucking war. They're going to understand that this isn't some fight that you could just skip past and go, yeah, well, okay, I don't really care about that. And you got Pavlovich here and Tom Aspinall. They look like midgets. They look like minions. You can't even tell that these guys are some of the biggest guys in the UFC. And this is a fight that, is going to be less than a minute long. You would never know based on these posters that are just NPC posters, bro. How is it that the fans who are doing this for fun, and maybe, I bet you this guy didn't take more than a day. And he's probably making this on his own. And he made this beautiful poster. Let me move my cam. Like, they're making these beautiful posters. These are fan-made. These are fan-made posters. These are fucking beautiful, bro. Why are we allowing this slop? Dana, how are you not pissed at your employees for coming up with this slop that looks like it was made in, 5 minutes, just put together? We have to make a poster. We have to make a poster. I'll just put something together, use AI. Let's just use AI and let's put it together. That's what it looks like. And you got these fucking fans mogging the fuck out of these shit posters, bro. I'm so sick of it. I know I just swore like 15 times or whatever, but listen, I'm actually sick of it. They're taking advantage of Dana. They're taking advantage, or they're either 80 years old. I don't know what it is. I know MMA Guru said something similar, but it's literally facts. It's not only that you have these, these posters that are sloppy. It's everything, okay? I know. I don't want to talk about this for too long because I know Lucas Tracy, I know MMA Guru, I know probably Bedtime as well. They've all made videos on this talking about, the UFC is under promoting their fights. They're not properly promoting them, and they're not, making videos. It doesn't take that long to make a decent, video that's not just these guys in the fucking cage hitting each other, or, or not even hitting each other. They're just in the cage. They just post the highlights. Post the highlights, put that on TikTok, and that's it. That's enough promotion, We don't care about getting any new fans. We're just going to post a shit TikTok of these guys doing a filter challenge. How is that How is that marketing? I mean, it's just sad. It's sad. It's genuinely... I just feel like, if you have a marketing team, you should be doing a little bit better of a job, bro. It's sad. It's sad. I can't say it any more times. It is sad. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because, whatever. Let's move on to encouraging entertainment, okay? We need to encourage entertainment from the UFC because, guys like Renato Moicano, who, first of all, put on a fantastic fight, literally put on a fantastic fight, a fantastic, entertaining, brutal bloodbath of a fight, and then he hops on the mic and he yaps and, has a good yap session, okay? Not some boring yap session where, it's like, okay, is this guy done speaking? It's like the crowd is cheering. He's going viral on Twitter after, and he's not getting a bonus for putting on a 10-8 masterclass against Benoit Saint-Denis, who is hyped up as, the war killer. He's a killer, bro. This guy went to war. Bro. He's not gonna, he's no slouch. And Moicano dismantled him, and we're not giving him a bonus. No bonus. And what I mean by this, because I know, you're gonna say, well, that's because they gave bonuses out early on the card. They gave them to Morgan Charrier. Okay, why can't we give bonuses to everyone who's getting a finish? I know you're gonna say, no, you're overboard, bro. We can't just give bonuses to everyone who's getting a finish. Why not? Why can't we not? What do you really think that Dana White can't fork out, maybe, because realistically, how many people are getting finishes? It is so rare that we get a fight card with more than 10 finishes, or, so even around that. Realistically, we're getting fights with, maybe we'll get 6 finishes, maybe 5 finishes. So maybe if 50K is too much per finish, we could do a round-based finish system where, it's maybe first round finish is 50K, second round finish is, 40K, something like that. Just to encourage these fighters to not put on a sloppy performance and, go out there and, I'm going to hug him here, and then I'm going to, grind my way up to victory. We need to stop those. We need to stop having those types of fights, and the fans are complaining about them. So I think maybe, obviously it's not going to stop it entirely, but it's going to encourage those prelim fighters and, the fighters who, they just want to put on a good performance. It's going to encourage them to do so. And we should keep the performance bonuses, obviously, just to encourage people to have great performances. But listen, UFC 300 was a great example. When we had the 300K bonuses, it seemed like all of the fights were 10 times more entertaining. So how hard is it to, maybe encourage people to actually get finishes and not have them guessing, well, maybe if I get the finish, I'll get a bonus, but you never know. Somebody could get a cooler finish than me. I hate that. We need to encourage entertainment. And speaking of that, if you guys have ever been to a football game or, ever seen a football game, an American football game on TV, you'll see that they have these things, the get loud. We gotta make the NPC crowd get hype, okay? I'm sorry, but when you got guys and just, maybe they're hugging each other, or maybe they're just in the clinch, and, they're clinched up against the fence, and it's been like 3 minutes, and, by now it's kind of boring. Or maybe you got a guy like Brendan Allen who's just camping on a Mavov, not throwing any ground and pound when he can. You need the fucking audience to have a sign that, hey, we need to start booing. We need to get fucking loud. We need to get these guys back up, and we need to make these motherfuckers fight. Okay, because I know this sounds extreme, but listen, let's make these motherfuckers get loud, okay? Let's make the audience get loud. Let's encourage the fighters to fight. I'm bored, bro. I'm bored of these fights, okay? Let's just do it. Let's do it, especially women fights, bro. This is when we need them. During a boring women fight, Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso, make the audience fucking boo their minds off, okay? I don't care about fighters' feelings, I shouldn't say that. I do. But listen, we do need to encourage entertainment at the end of the day, okay? Let's move on to our final thing. Let me move my cam. Our final thing, which is rivalries and trash talk. Okay, this is all very entertainment related so far. Everything that I've talked about almost. But it's true. I miss the McGregor level rivalries, okay? The McGregor level rivalries are what I want, okay? When you got a guy like Topuria who's actually trying to build up a fight and he is bringing in views. He's bringing in views. Everybody wants to see Ilya get either knocked out or knock people the fuck out like he is going to do. He's going to brutally flatline everybody. And he's got a big fan in me, and he's got some big haters in other people. That is somebody who is entertaining. He's pulling in viewership. Whether you like it or not, the motherfucker is a star. And, you know, you got guys who will say, hey, why is he trash talking? What the fuck? Why is he trash talking Volk? Hello, are you fucking good? Because this motherfucker is bringing in viewership. He's entertaining. He has an entertaining ass style. He is super entertaining. Dude, we need to stop acting like these guys aren't entertaining. And we need to glaze them. We need to give them their props. I don't know. The UFC needs to encourage this shit, okay? They need to encourage these types of rivalries and this types of trash talk, because you'll get guys like Pantoja and Steve Erceg who can think, you know, it's just all respect to my opponent. Yeah, it's all respect to my opponent. Yeah, all respect, brother. I may the better man win, bro. I don't care. He's a very good fighter, you know. Sure, we can have those moments, but hey, maybe I think you're gonna beat the fuck out of this guy on Saturday night, so maybe you should try and, you know, trash talk a little, because, you know, it's not you going into the octagon on Saturday night and just hugging it out with your opponent. You're not gonna literally be kissing and hugging your opponent and giving them a pat on his back. So maybe you should fucking start trash talking and say, this motherfucker, listen, all respect to the guy, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to beat his ass. Ilya Topuria is a perfect example of that, okay? Because Ilya Topuria, during the Max Holloway fight, you know, during the build-up, he's saying, you know, man, I really like Max as a fighter, so I feel bad that I'm going to have to, you know, destroy him and knock him out in one. That's perfect, because that's even subtle trash talk. You could do stuff like that, or you could be more obvious, you know, call them a rat, call them whatever, a sausage like Paddy Pimblett. Lad, you're a fucking sausage, lad. We need that. I love that shit. And so when I get those little fans, you know, in the comments, on the TikTok comments that are saying, man, I listen, I like Ilya Topuria, but he's a douchebag, bro. I wish he wouldn't trash talk. What sport are we watching where these guys who are going into the octagon with the goal of literally sleeping each other, okay, one way or another, they're going to try and, you know, knock you out or submit you. We don't want these guys to trash talk? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I love those guys. I love the Respect Fest. Mr. Respect Fest always in the fucking Instagram comments talking about, you know, trash talk isn't really necessary in the sport, bro. Let them settle in the octagon. Shut the fuck up, bro. We need to promote these fights a little. And that's why rivalries and trash talk need to come back. And they need to be back better. We need to bring this shit back. Okay? That's it for the video, though. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys stuck to the end or whatever. Leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know what you guys think the UFC needs to do to fix the promotion. Because, listen, it's not necessarily that it's broken and we need to fix it like, oh, yeah, the UFC, nobody tunes into that anymore. It's that we're not where it should be. The UFC is, you know, they're right here and they're happy with it, whereas they should be up here. They should be up here at this moment. They could be fucking massive. And you still got guys saying, you know, boxing better. Boxing better. Boxing better than UFC, bro. Boxing better. No. The UFC is mogging these other sports, so let's make it look like it. Let's make it fucking look like it, Dana, okay? That's it for the video, though. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.